Hello friends, today we will discuss the last problem of Wipro assessment of day 6. The problem is to find nth prime. Here given that write a function that finds and returns the nth prime number and will be passed as input to the function. Here assumption is given that 1 is less than or equal to n is less than or equal to 1000 where n is the position of the prime number. Now what is prime number? Prime number is the number which is divisible by 1 and itself. So that the first prime number will be 2 and the second prime number is 3 and the third prime number is 5 and so on. Here first example is given that if the given number n is 10, the method must return the 10th prime number, that is 29. And the second example is given that if the given number n is 13, the method must return 13th prime number, that is 41. We will solve this problem in Dev C++ application. Let's start. Now press Ctrl N for new tab. At first we will solve the problem. After that I will say how it works. Here first we have to include the header file, that which is hash include stdio.h. After that we will declare the function. Let's name it as nth prime and we will pass the formal argument int input 1. After that we will declare the variable I and j for loop and we will initialize the count to 0 and flag variable to 0. Let's start for loop. I equal to 2, I is less than, I is greater than 0, I plus plus. After that flag equal to 0, again we will write the for loop j equal to 2, j is less than I j plus plus. After that we will write the if condition. If I modulus j equal to 0, we will initialize the flag to 1 and break. After that if flag equal to 0, we will increment the count value, count plus plus, and if count equal to input 1, we will return I and break. At last we will return 0. After that we will write the main function. Let's take one number, let's declare the number variable and we will take the input from user. Enter the nth number. And we will read it from keyboard %d ampersand number. At last we will call the function %d. Here our function name is nth prime, so here we will write the nth prime, and we will pass the number variable to the function, and after that get ch and close. Now press Ctrl S for save the program. Let's name it as nth prime dot c, and we will select all files and save. Let's execute the program. Execute, compile and run. Let's check for first prime number. What will be the first prime number? We know that the first prime number is 2. Let's take input 1. Here we can see that it returned 2. Means our program is right. Let's check for another input. Let's we know that the third prime number is 5. Let's give the input third. Here we can see that we got the output as 5. So it's right. Now we will see how it works. At first we have taken the function named as nth prime and passed the one formal argument, that is input 1. Let's say we want to find the third prime number. So input 1 equal to 3 means we want to find the third prime number, and we know that the third prime number is 5. After that we have declared the I and j variable, I and j variable, and we have initialized the count variable to 0 and flag to 0. Now we have taken the for loop. Here I equal to 2 means we have initialized the I variable to 2. Let's check for the condition. I is greater than 0. Here 2 is greater than 0. Condition is true. So that flag equal to 0. Flag equal to 0. Now for j equal to 2 means we have initialized the j variable to 2. Now check for the condition. If j is less than I means 2 is less than 2. Condition is false. So we will come out of the loop. Now if flag equal to 0, here 0 is equal to 0, so condition is true. That's why count plus plus, we will increment the count value to 1. Now if count equal to input 1, here we can see that 1 is not equal to 3. That's why condition is false, so that it will terminate and I plus plus. Now I becomes 3. Now again flag equal to 0. Here flag equal to 0. Now we will check the condition, means j is less than I. Initially j is 2, so 2 is less than 3. Condition is true. Again if I modulus j equal to 0. Now 3 modulus 2. Here we can see that 3 modulus 2 is not equal to 0. So condition is false. Again j plus plus. J becomes 3. Now I modulus j equal to 0. Here we can see that 3 modulus 3 equal to 0. Our condition is true. So flag becomes 1. Now flag becomes 1 and break. Now we will check the condition. If flag equal to 0, here condition is false. So we will in the if block will terminate, and again if count equal to input 1, here count value is 1. 1 is not equal to 3. That's why again I plus plus. Now I becomes 4. Now flag equal to 0 means flag again change to 0. Now j is less than I means 3 is less than I. Condition is true. Again if I modulus j equal to 0 means 4 modulus 3 is not equal to 0. So condition is false. Again break. If flag equal to 0, here we can see that flag equal to 0 means our condition is true. Again count plus plus means here 1 becomes 2. Now if count equal to input 1, here 2 is not equal to 3, that's why condition is false. Again I plus plus means I becomes 5. Now flag equal to 0, here flag equal to 0. 4, j equal to 2 and j is less than I means here 3 is less than 5, condition is true. Again I modulus j equal to 0 means here we can see that 5 modulus 3 is not equal to 0, that's why condition is false. Now again terminate. If flag equal to 0, flag equal to 0, count plus plus count becomes 3. Now if count equal to input 1, here we can see that our count value is 3 and input 1 equal to 3, that's why this condition is true, means 3 equal to 3 is true, and that's why it return I. Here we can see that our I value is 5, that's why it will return 5 and it will break. Now after that we have returned the I value, and here we can see that our I value is 5 and third param is 5, that's why it's correct, means third param is 5. Please do like and share this video and subscribe our channel for more these types of questions and solutions. Thank you.